Chad Berger in the house. There's J-Dub, making sure the front end is working properly.
The hitman right there, J.W. Hart, one of the great bull riders of the PBR for many, many years, and now has turned into really one of the marquee contractors.
Well, and a great analyst, as you know, in the booth here with us, but also he's going to be your assistant coach for the Global Cup team.
No kidding, man. That guy right there, I would take into battle with me. That J.W. Hart's the kind of guy you can always count on and always give you his honest opinion.
How about that? Wicked Who just matched up for a very honest 8 seconds against Silvano Alves. Alves now has 2 down and is assured of moving into the championship round. 86 points.
Man, I thought that could have pushed for the go-around lead there. We'll see it here from a side angle here to see this bull a little better, but I thought the bull had a good day, and Silvano had a good day as well. Matched him move for move. You know, the bull was just a nice bull towards the end of that ride, but all in all, really a good job by Silvano.
Let's send it down to Kate.
How well did you fit with that bull?
What do you say?
How well did you fit with that bull?
I know it's a good bull. I saw walking lots of time, but he's still leaning a little bit. But today, I try a little fast. You know, I try fast, but he's square a little bit, but I can do. And a good ride. Thanks God, my sponsor, everything.
Great ride.
Thank you.
Great.
Alves just highlighting, of course, that he knew what Wicked Who was going to do, but he was able to keep up, or at least he felt he did. The judges did as well with that 86 points. This is Cody Teal going up against the bull he's matched up with twice before. Milky Chance.
Big rematch right here for Teal.
Teal takes the rubber match. Now 2 for 3 against Milky Chance. And this could rival for the round lead.
This should be
87 1/4. He moves to number 1 in round 2.
Yeah, that's by far the best bull and best ride that we've seen so far as we watch this back on the Can-Am Cage Cam. Really a good ride for Teal here, Craig.
And for the first time tonight, we had a real gap in that rider over bull stat that we've become to talk a lot about.
2 1/4 points over by Teal. That starts at 1. If the guy does his job, starts at 1 and goes from there. So Teal showing a lot of control on a really good bull.
Cody Teal took one heck of a shot last week. It's good to just see him up and walking around. As he heads off the dirt, we swing back to Cannon Cravens, who's aboard Zorro.
Fast. That's what Zorro's got. Should be around to the right with a lot of speed. Now, a bull like this as a rider, you've got to ride for a long time. It feels like you make so many rounds, the whistle's got to be there, but you can't let up.
Cannon Cravens with a possibility. It's going to take a whopper of a total, but he could take the lead. He needs 89 1/2. Oh, you mentioned the speed, my friend. Zorro cranked it up another notch, and he's not done. Cody Webster turns himself into a target. Frank Newsom and Jesse Byrne, of course, doing their usual outstanding work. Meanwhile, Cannon's off at 2 1/2.
Zorro was feeling good and came to play. And talk about the speed. And, you know, you're always talking about the front end of these bulls, getting to the front end, That's only the case when the front end is coming up at you. When a bull is spinning this fast, a lot of times they can't have a lot of up and down. Otherwise, they can't go this fast, so you don't have to worry so much about the front end.
83 1/4 is probably not, well, it still is okay, but now Cannon Cravens looks as if he might not be able to answer the bell.
Well, yeah, and Cannon's a guy that's coming back from a broken leg, and, you know, now you see him limping out of here. Not a good sign.
Meanwhile, we're back in the chutes. The number 6 rider currently in the world standings, Colton Jesse, bucked off very quickly in round number 1, but Katie hopes for something better against air support.
He does, and I talked to him about what happened in round 1, and he told me I stubbed my toe. He said I was wanting him to buck more than he actually did. So I got ahead of him, which meant I actually got behind. He said, I look back at every ride, I see what I need to fix. I found it in that one, so I'm taking it to this one, guys.
And he's a good enough rider, Mac, as we've talked about over these couple seasons. We've seen him to analyze a rider or a ride like that and come back the next day and absolutely, as Kate hinted at, no problem if he's able to make it all click.
Well, when you've got a good foundation and a good understanding of the basics, it's easy to fix. You know, you've got to be willing to hold yourself accountable to do that, but when you are, it's easy to fix those little mistakes. And Colton has been the best surprise to me so far in this young 2020 season because he's starting to fulfill his potential.
I so love the point that you just slid in there for a second in terms of holding yourself accountable. We see so many riders that are making the excuse list longer and longer week in and week out.
It's spurs, it's your rope, it's your glove, it's your helmet. It's none of those things. It's your riding.
And on this occasion, Colton Jesse unfortunately needs a whole new game plan against air support because that bull had his number.
44.5 for 1.69 seconds of work. That bull, I wish Colton could have rode him. I know Colton wishes the 8 seconds, but another jump or two, that could have been big time numbers.
That's only the 9th out for air support, and if he keeps having scores, I was just going to say, we're going to start to see that bull a lot. Back in the chutes, remember, this is Matt Triplett, and this is his re-ride. He was aboard Proctor's Pride earlier. Well, that's Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor in the chutes right now, but the order, at least the way we've been given it, is that Matt Triplett's supposed to go up next. And that is aboard Apper's Mind Freak. And when you start talking about bulls that can provide it all, only if you do everything right, it is this one.
Yep, this is a really a good one. Should be to the left, is gonna have some forward movement. You know, the little fast bull we've seen, Zorro, this bull is not like that. He's not gonna stay close to the ground and go 100 miles an hour. He's gonna be more in a tight circle or kind of a square, getting in the air, dropping, moving away from you. That fits Triplet style if he gets started off in time with this bull.
You mentioned going to the left as the usual pattern. Last time this bull was ridden, he did just that. Manchester, right, a couple weeks ago. Joao Ricardo Vieira, it was north of 90.
Yeah, Joao, one goes to the left with Joao.
Yeah.
They just made a big mistake. But this bull, though, talking about those numbers, he can provide that round-winning type of a ride.
Triplett's best season result so far, 6th in Chicago. He needs this ride to make it back. And right away, he goes too far over the front, and the touch happens at 2.
So I was talking about the timing, and that's always the case with Matt. He understands the up and down so well, and we talk about how things are happening way slower for this guy because he does understand that feel of it, and sometimes he'll just do too much.
Apper's Mind Freak continues to impress. The bull's 38th out. He has only been ridden on 5 occasions in his career. We check back in with Mason Taylor. It is his turn now, so he's going to see what he can do versus American Gangster. And as we're showing you, it's been a pretty good season so far for Mason Taylor, but as good as that stat is, those 2 rides are really his highlight rides. He hasn't put together anything else really besides that.
No, those 2 big rides and then some other ones that shouldn't have gotten away from him. You know, when you see, it's tough on these young guys too because you see a big ride like that. I went through the same stuff. You make a great ride and everybody's like, yeah, man, you do that every weekend. And you're like, yeah, why can't I find that every weekend? And you kind of got to grow into it. You've got to learn that you've still got to get up for the long rounders. You've got to ride the 84 pointers the same as you do the 90 pointers.
This bull's been ridden about a third of the time he leaves the chutes. So if you play the odds, pretty good chance for Mason. But remember, these bulls, they don't know anything about numbers. They just know about pain and bucking.
And Mason would do well to forget about the numbers as well and just go react to whatever this bull does.
Not even close. Another good one from Jane Clark and Gene Owen, and unfortunately, it's another weekend to forget for the 20-year-old Texan. He goes 0 for 2.
And here he just, the bull looks right, Mason moves over there, and the bull jumps away, and he doesn't go with him. He just keeps going right.
Taylor, the latest to taste defeat, but the guy we just focused our cameras on, Fabiano Viella, the 37-year-old, in position to possibly win his first event since 2018. Top riders in the world, though,